Aloha, everybody. Uh, Today is July 25th. I apologize for the delay on the video. The Trump war in Iran has caused significant um, chaos and volatility in the market. But I wanted to give you guys a quick update as to where we are at as of today. Okay, as of July 24th, July 25th, 2026. Again, things can change very quickly if Trump decides to stop the war in Iran and oil no longer um, stop becoming prominent in our stock market. So why don't we start with some of the assets, and then I promise to go through as many assets that you guys wanted to hear. But let's start with the macro background and give you guys an idea of where we are at today. Okay, so we are in Bitcoin. So we are in a Bitcoin dominance era. That means all the other coins aside from Bitcoin are randomly performing better. We are likely not going to have an alt season unless a couple of things happens. And one of the biggest thing that needs to happen is the Clarity Act. But other than that, we are looking at $67,000 by July 23rd, low potentially $58,000 on August 12th. So that's kind of like your buy dates and buy times and buy prices. $58,000. Don't expect anything more than, $72,000 by the end of July. Now, if the war stops and oil is no longer $98, $100 a barrel, things could change quite significantly. Okay. In terms of metals, gold is at $4,000. The break even for gold is 3,900 to 4,200. Idea here is between now to August 12th, you'll see some prices where you can catch gold, buy gold um, around 4,000 and less. And the idea is to sell them gradually as the price approaches $4,400, $4,700 next year, March, April to $4,800. Silver, we're looking at September 11th to exit. Silver was supposed to go above $60, potentially going to 80, 90, 100 by September 11. We'll see how that plays out. At the moment, it is stuck at $60. Again, the issue here is the new tariff that Trump imposed on China. So let's look at oil. What is going on with oil? Oil is expected to go down. We want it to go down and the prediction market is thinking by sometime in August, we'll see oil go back down towards the $74 per barrel level, which is a good thing. And we hope it would be because otherwise it would create a lot of inflation that would ruin everybody's grocery bills um, in September and October. So we do not want that. Um, okay, what about S&P 500, our stock market? Our stock market hit $7,700, never quite recovered. Back in June, that was the high. We never quite gotten back there. July is supposed to be a good um, month after June is supposed typically is a bad month. July is the recovery month every year, but unfortunately, that's not what happened. Um, Again, oil play a major factor here. In addition to the fact that our stock market is basically controlled by AI, and we'll talk about these AI companies, the hyperscalers, in a bit. Okay, so as a result, some assets that you might be looking at, Ethereum, we're possibly 1,700 $2,000 price range by the end of July. Solana $70 to $80. XRP, a dollar 18, not much. I mean, it's not gonna change by much here. Oil really is the major driver of everything. Now, here is what is interesting. Inflation is already at 3.5%. Okay, the month before was 4.2. So, according to the Fed, we are seeing a decrease in inflation. But we know that the June number was because there was a ceasefire. There was that memorandum of understanding that caused it to go down. Now, when the Fed next meet in August, we'll get the July data. Now, they do not be surprised if the CPI goes up significantly along with inflation. And so that the 4%, 3% target that a 2% target that the Fed always wanted to shoot for is going to be significantly more difficult to achieve. In terms of rate cuts, I doubt there will be any. Um, Probability went from 80% to 30% that we'll have one rate cut. If anything, we'll have a rate hike. Um, Maybe one this year. But we'll see how how the economic data comes out when the Fed comes back from recess, their midterm recess. In terms of Iran war, 146 days plus already, and there is an estimate of the taco window, the Trump always chicken out window between July 22nd, basically end of the month. Um, Probability of that happening actually went down, but we'll see. Oil is already at critically low level. WTI, Western Texas Oil Index, that signifies how much reserves we have left, is at a critically low level. So I think Trump will be very likely to make a concession, but it remains to be seen. He seems to have a different idea on what um, what should happen between now and the end of the year. What is causing another thing that's causing the delay or the devaluation or the um, value of Bitcoin being suppressed is the fact that we have a stalled Clarity Act on the House. Okay, so the probability of it passing is now just 39 to 40%. In February, we're thinking, it will be done. 82% prediction it's gonna get done by middle of the year before the August recess. But unfortunately, that bill is stuck because of the Trump gaining $1.5 million of crypto-related income. So there's an ethic issue, there is a stable coin issue, the stable coin yield issue where the banks, traditional banks are barely giving you 0.1%, and the USDC, Coinbase, Robinhood, Kraken can give you 4 or 5% and if you go to DeFi, 10% and upwards. In terms of consumer indexes, I think we have to really watch out for credit cards rate. On average, they're 22%, 24%. That is subject to increase by Q3 at the end of Q3, September, to closer to 30%. Auto loan, brand new, is around 6%. If you want to buy a used car, the auto loan is now about 11 to 12%. We're talking about crazy numbers here, guys. I mean, 25% credit card interest rate, auto loan, brand new 7%, even with good credit. Bad auto loan used 11, 12%. If you have good, even with good credits. So if you have bad credits, expect 15% on a used car that is not getting any cheaper. 30-year mortgage, you want to buy a home right now, mortgage rate is around 6.6 to 6.8%. Very likely, if things go the way it is and there is no change, we'll see a rate hike, and that will the mortgage will be closer to 8%. That's when everybody will start having a problem. The speculators that bought houses, speculating and thinking that it is going to be a great year. They are going to start defaulting. So if you are thinking of buying a house, hold on, wait until there is wait towards the end of the year, basically. Rates will come down by that time, hopefully, if not by next year. Okay, when a lot of the speculators that these real estate agents, these sharks that came in to buy 3 years ago, especially in Hawaii. When there was the fire disaster, when there was the flood disaster, all these weather events, and took advantage of the people. Um, just wait. Price will come down, and that is when you want to come in. This year is not the year. Wait until next year. Um, Fortunately, we do have strategy, right? If you look at gold, if you use dollar to measure a value of a house, of course, the value of the house continue to go up. But if you use gold as the measurement, we already know that the value of a home has been going down significantly. So having said that, um, next year when gold is to it, even when gold we hope to be at 3,500, 3,300 sometime next year or the end of the year, there would still show that housing is been declining in terms of real value. The only reason houses seems to be out of reach is because people are measuring it in dollar, and our dollar is constantly losing 10%. I mean, 8% to 10% every single year. So if your investment in say whatever 401k, your retirement fund, mutual fund is giving you 12% APY, well, if the dollar goes down by 10% and you're making, say, 11, 12%, that means your gain is actually only 2%. You're barely making anything. This is the thing that most retail consumers don't get to see, okay? I think a couple of things here that we need to watch out for. MSTR, this is strategy. They are the largest owner of Bitcoin in public stock, but in the S&P 500 in the stock market. And July 30, 31st, there are a couple of take profit zones. That means, what does that mean? That means we could potentially see a high there if you don't. Um, if you don't take opportunity to if you trade that stock, that is your time to get out. Otherwise you're gonna have to wait for a year and a half before Bitcoin gets back to the level that we want, over $100,000. El Nino, 81% coming in October and December, confirmed by NOAA on July 9th. Hawaii will be drier, while fire risk is up, and wind coverage, is really important in Lahaina before the October-December peak. So it's going to be really weird because some periods you'll see super high the temperature, super high increase in temperature, but at the same time, the following week, following month, you'll see hurricane and flooding. It will be a chaos. And during that time, obviously, food costs, grain, rice, coffee, uh, cacao, cocoa, chocolate, basically, all of those are gonna get disrupted. So don't be surprised if your grocery price will go up despite oil going down just because of El Nino. Okay, but that also provides us with some opportunities. Think about medicine. Think about Hawaiian Electric, right? Hawaiian Electric, you higher cooling power demand in drier heat, right? And then obviously Matson, they have monopoly on what do we call that? On the shipping to the around the outer islands, especially for those of us that lives in Maui and Kauai, the Big Island. Matson's really killing it. Even yeah, I mean. Anything coming from California to Hawaii, basically. Metzen is really killing it. Having said that, why don't we just go to the chart here? I'm going to show you the Bitcoin. Uh, I'm just gonna go through all these charts very, very quickly. I'm not gonna waste a lot of time. I'll start with some of the common crypto stuff, and then we'll go to the stock markets. Okay. So what am I seeing here on Bitcoins? Okay, so Bitcoin is trying to rally up, trying to recover the June the drop that we had from the $82,000 back in May. In June, it went back up to about 65, $66,000. We are back now to that level, and we are going back down again. And so the big drop that we saw here back in May was the result of the war. Okay, so we can expect the same thing to happen here with Bitcoin if price of oil continue to get elevated, and the face of the graph is showing me that we're looking at August potentially towards the end of the year for opportunity to buy and then opportunity to exit. This year would be September, sometime in September, potentially, yeah, potentially October, um, and next year. Those are your dates, basically towards December. I'm not looking at anything higher than I'd say probably around. Let me see if I can turn on the trail here. Um, Weekly time frame, about $87,000 by the end of the year. Um, so Bitcoin, that's Bitcoin. Let's look at Ethereum. Ethereum, yep, pretty much the same. It is trying to gain some momentum back. I do not know if it is going to be successful without Clarity Act. The good thing about Ethereum is that while Bitcoin is like gold, Ethereum is like silver, okay? So everything that is going to be transacted is going to get built on Ethereum. So the way the rotation goes is Bitcoin goes up first, and then Ethereum outperforms Bitcoin, and then everything else outperforms Ethereum. Okay, so there's that sequence. As long as the Bitcoin dominance continue to be above 55, we're not gonna see that rotation happening. Ethereum looks like there's an opportunity to exit definitely by best time to exit actually is February of next year. Right now, Ethereum is gonna try to shoot a high of about $2,000. I doubt it is gonna go much beyond that in October, October 14 and in January. All right, let's look at Solana. Love Solana. Solana is usually where a lot of AI or new projects are being built. So what are we looking at here? There's a September potential to sell Solana. If you're gonna buy Solana, best time to buy is probably next month, or even better, it would be sometime in October. This movement here from October all the way until wow. Yeah, Solana is going to be pretty, what do you call that? AI dependent. So we'll see a high in September. Whatever you buy today, say $70, $80, I mean, $75, you're probably gonna see around $85, potentially closer to $100 by November. Um, let's look at XRP. Same story, just like typical Solana. It's probably not gonna go much more than 1.2 $1.20. So I'm looking at September 11 um, and around January. Um, and what is that here? February. Okay, maybe let's look at a couple other Hyperliquid. Hyperliquid. Okay, so there was an incident that caused Hyperliquid price to go down. It's trying to recover right now. Best time to exit in near term is early August. Otherwise, you're gonna have to wait until November. Um, Best time to buy is probably, yep, either in August or this October, or yeah, best time to buy is going to be in August, really. Um, and February. Seems like these February dates just keep coming up for all the um tokens. So let's look at Zcash. What's going on with Zcash here? Okay, so it's heading down. There was a breach in protocol, so it is going bearish all the way until September 20th. Um, and then it is going to try to print a new high sometime around February. Yep, December, potentially January, but really there is something going on. There must be something going on in February here. Maybe let's look at another one token that everybody likes to look at. How about PaxG Gold? We already talked about that, but let's just see if there is anything different. Um, PaxG USD. Okay, let me see here. Nope, there is nothing there. I think it might be easier to just look at gold. Gold, yep, in the near term, September, I think as we already discussed. Yeah, so even gold, February seems to be the time to do it because by the time next year comes around, you can see gold might be down to $3,000 level. So you definitely do not want to be in gold by that. You want to get rid of, of majority of your gold and take profit before 2027. Silver, okay, silver got it tries to go up, it got stuck. Tries to go up again, it got stuck. Tries to go up again, it got stuck. And every single time it's because of the tariff, as well as silver is very unique. When silver throws a tantrum, it can go up very high. Because of the tariff, it got to about $60 and it got stuck there. So it kind of formed a resistance basically at that $60 level, and it hasn't been able to go up above that. But at the same time, it hasn't really gone down below $54 either, $55 either. So it's kind of just stuck in this range. And if the tariff is lifted and AI demand continues or solar panel continues, silver is critical in making chips and making solar panels. We could see silver going to $60 to $100. And that is if the tariff is lifted. The high is September and December, but really looking at it, the best time to buy silver seems to be, yeah, silver is so volatile. I would wait until next year. Yeah, March of next year before really doing anything, because it doesn't look that enticing to me. So why don't we look at the Brent? Brent is basically the crude oil that everybody has to pay around the world. All right, Brent is stopped out at $95. Currently is ranging, trying to print its way down. But the face is showing me that unless the war ends, Brent is going to continue to go up or remain at that price level. Um, but this does not seem to be the situation if I look at it at the longer term, though. If a ceasefire happens, taco happens, Brent could go down very quickly to back to $70, um, $72 level. So that's not too bad. Let's look at some equity. Let's look at the total stock market. How about that? S&P 500. There is nothing there. I don't know what is going on there. Okay, here we go. What is going on with S&P 500? Okay, so S&P 500, same funky situation. It printed this high, $7,600 back in June, and it hasn't been able to go above that, above that. Okay, so it kind of gets stuck in that ceiling, and we know the reason why. I think the market is already time for perfection. Price for perfection, when what that means is unless you beat expectation, your price of stock is going to go down. Okay, and the stock market's really, even though we say there are 500 companies, there's really only 7, 10 companies that are carrying majority of the S&P 500. As a matter of fact, without those magnificent 7 companies, the Tesla, Google, Amazon, Meta, Nvidia, and so on and so forth. Without those 7 companies, we would already be in recession. Okay, so stock market is going to be pretty volatile. Yep, in the coming months here, August is going to try to print a new high, but I do not know if it is going to be successful. We'll see some lows in November, some really good time to pick up all the way till January. Some really good opportunity to pick up some good names. Why don't we look at a couple of names that you guys are familiar with? How about Google? Um, not Google. What is their Alphabet, right? Okay, what's going on with Alphabet here? Alphabet went down, it gapped down after earning, but it is going to make a recovery. So probably a good time to buy is around August sometime. A good time to exit is, oh, if you're a long-term holder, end of the year. In the immediate term, I would be looking at September to exit. Let's look at Meta. Meta, everybody's favorite company, actually doing pretty decently. Went up, it kind of crashed down, but and there is no no end to it. But the faces are showing me that it's gonna go up until the end of August. So and then after that, it's gonna tank towards the end of the year. So make sure you get out by the end of August. So I'm gonna mark myself here online to buy Meta in November because it's going to run back up and hopefully need to reach a new high in April. Let's look at Amazon. Okay, Amazon is looking like it could gap down. Okay, makes sense. They're a hyperscaler. It is very narrative driven, just like all the other hyperscalers. This is very, very similar to the rest of the Max 7. As a matter of fact, why don't you just look at Max 7 and they will tell me all the companies that are in there. What am I looking at? Yep, basically August is your opportunity to get out. Um, and you want to buy them around March of next year. Even potentially some opportunity here coming up in towards the middle of the year. So be looking forward to that. That would be pretty interesting. How about some brand that is not AI related? How about Nike? What is Nike doing here? Okay, Nike just went there, dropped down. It's recovering. Um, I'm looking at the end of the month, maybe middle of next month, for opportunity to exit. Um, there is an opportunity to buy towards the end of the year, and then on November 3rd, and then you wanna go ahead and sell it on, why did I do that? There, um, November 3rd, and then you wanna kind of sell it very quickly in December. Okay, so basically this is a Thanksgiving season, which kind of makes sense. Okay, let's look at how about General Dynamics? There is a lot of them. This is a good one. GE for Nova. Okay, so let's look at what the chart is saying here. Um, I like. Okay, so it is on a very. Okay, so it is going up. This is a good company. This is a good stock to if I'm speculating, I would buy this company now. And let me see here. When is there my opportunity to exit? So if you buy now, you're gonna exit on either September or January next year. Gives you a few opportunity to exit here. Um, if you don't want to buy, if you don't have the money to buy now, I would wait until March of next year to buy it. GEV. Let's look at another company, CRTA, Corteva. CRTB. Uh, CTVA, let's look at CTVA. This company is important. It is agricultural company. These are the kind of company you want to invest in when there is a tsunami coming up, right? That's why the price has been going up like there is no tomorrow. Okay, so best time to buy, well, best time to buy is actually middle of the month. Um, but now it's still not too bad. And there's another opportunity to buy here. So September 26th, and you wanna get out basically on October and December. Okay, yep. And that the price is gonna tank obviously when the El Nino goes away. So definitely before the end of the year. Yeah, yeah, definitely. By January, he should be out. February, he should be out already. Let's look at another company. How about AI as a whole? Let's see what's going on with AI. Um, okay. Well, I think this chart just AI maybe the index. Why don't we look at the index? Okay, this is all of the AI related company. Okay, and all the picks and shovels. Let's look at what's going on here. AI already peaked. All right, AI already peaked. Just let's just face the fact that it peaked all the way back in June. Okay, but most people took profit in May, and we are now just getting a relief rally that is probably gonna end in August 26th, with the potential of it um, having a second win in January That is a pretty big win. Yeah. So if you say come in, you want to do some AI in September, market is down again. The September, no, October numbers just keep coming up for a technology company. You want to get out in January, uh, definitely get out in January, or in May. May is better time to get out for AI related stuff. Let me see what other stuff you guys want to see. Netflix, how about that? Again, a lot of these stocks that I'm just speculating. This is speculative investment. Okay, this is not financial advice. You do what you do with your money. Make sure that you prioritize the credit card bill, the your mortgage, your maybe even a bond and gold holdings would be better than the stock market at this point. I mean, look at this, how the market gaps, the price gap, literally gap, and that is not a good sign. But it gapped down so much, and it's trying to make a comeback. And so Netflix, what is going on here? If you buy right now, no, I think probably good time to exit is in October, and then yeah, bye bye. Yep, yep, pretty much bye bye. I would not be surprised if there is a opportunity to sell in August and in October, but other than that, it's pretty much bye bye. If you want to buy, um, if I am forced to buy, I guess I will buy in September, middle of September. It looks pretty decent, but other than that, forget about it. Okay, CNQ, one of my favorite company, Canadian Natural Resources. It's just been very, very strong. I bought it all the way back before beginning of the year, and it's just been constantly my but this is a long-term type of investment. You buy and you hold for 20 years type situation, right? It is currently going down. It reaches a top high here, $66. If I want to come in, I probably would want to take profit on August. Let me see, when else would I want to take profit here? And October. Kind of makes sense. And I would want to rebuy, if I do want to rebuy this thing, that would be, yep, not until next year. Okay, let's look at Nebius. Okay. Nebius is basically they are they might as well be the new AI. Forget Nvidia. Just go buy Navius. Um, but they are just like any AI. They're on the way down. Same timing as Nvidia. It's gonna keep going down until October 1st. It's gonna get a second window. It's getting a second win right now. Um, yeah, and then in February, it's gonna get another second win. The timing just lines up very, very nicely. NDIS. Let's look at another company that we're all familiar with. Um, Marvell, Marvell Technology. Semiconductor. Okay, semiconductor. What is going on with semiconductor? Okay, so it is curving down. Um, when would I buy Marvell? I would buy Marvell or semiconductor. Um, you know what? Maybe just look at the whole semiconductor. That way, there we go. All right. When would I buy semiconductor? Best time to buy is actually August. In August, there could be potentially a really deep discount here in November, and I would want to get rid of my position if I buy in August, by September, and then I would want to get rid of my position again, probably somewhere around here, next year, early next year. Again, same, no difference. How about LepD? Okay, LepD is the biotech. Um, okay, so it went up all the way, and it reached the top way back in April. It's been trying to come back up, but it's been range bound. They keep hitting this ceiling, and it hasn't gone up since. It went down. Trajectory is looking like it's gonna go up. It's trying to recover, so which is good for us. These are companies, biotechs are Moderna, Pfizer, Eli Lilly, NVO. They're all trying to come back here. If I want to buy probably around now. If I buy now, I want to get rid of it by, yeah, by October, definitely. And November would be a very, very good time to get rid of it before everything tanks in probably February of next year. Yeah, you definitely want to get rid of it before then. So if you want to buy now, that's what you want to do, okay? Make sure you come in at a good price. Uh, Make sure you come in at a good price and exit either in October or, yeah, definitely middle of next, I mean early Q1 of next year. And that's biotech. How about SpaceX? Everybody loves SpaceX, right? Let's look at SpaceX. Okay, there is no data, not enough information, I guess. Okay, let's look at the 1 hour time frame. Just kept going down. The narrative kept going down, but there is always a recovery on SpaceX. There is always much demand. The problem is only 5% of the company of the stocks is being released, so there is a lot of release schedule coming up. And so don't be surprised if there's going to be a drop in July. Yep, exactly. Another one in August. Yep, exactly. Because those are when the lockout expires. Okay, basically people who the early investors, that's when they can sell. Okay. The quickest exit is going to be around end of the month. Yeah. So if you are deep underwater, you want to get out at the end of the month. Out of SpaceX. What other company? Memory, the big one. SanDisk, Micron, they're all the same. Basically, they're all the same. They have the same chart pattern. SanDisk, Micron. SK Hynix, SK Hynix. Well, I guess that's too new, but long story short, why don't we look at SanDisk Corporation? What is going on with SanDisk here? Okay, so if I have to buy, I would buy right now. It is trying to recover. Um, Another opportunity to actually, you know what, the better opportunity to buy would be end of the month and then sell it on August 6th. Um, or better still sell it on August 14 before it tanked on uh, let's look at the longer timeline. Better time to buy would be around right here, August 27th. Another good time to buy would be December 8th, end of the year. I definitely want to exit SanDisks by February of next year. Okay, this if you want to buy right now. Um, I don't. It already ran up so high. I would rather wait until August to do it. What other company you guys want to look at? Costco, Walmart, all of these companies, they're gonna be pretty much the same. Okay, they're gonna follow the same pattern again and again. We can expect. So price been going down. It already make its high way back in May. And it's going down. You went all the way down because of AI, right? Um, all the capital went to AI, so they're just struggling. Consumer discretionary is just consumer staples are just struggling. Um, if you already own Costco, Walmart, Target, those type of companies, your exit is actually going to be here, October. In October, that is your exit. Best time to exit. Um, Price is gonna be low at the end of towards the end of the year, interestingly. Um, hmm, maybe taco will happen. Not quite sure what's going on there, but um, yeah, this is very interesting. I didn't expect this graph to look like this. But long story short, if you own if you're long on McDonald's, uh, Costco, Walmart, Target. Basically, you want to exit by October. We buy them in November before the Thanksgiving. Um, let's look at Johnson and Johnson, J&J. Okay, there we go. Best time to buy was actually a couple of days ago. I apologize about that. Mm, gonna keep running. Probably good time to exit is right there, August 18th. That's a good time to exit. Um, before it tanks. It never quite tanks actually. Yeah, it's pretty even Steven. Yeah, it's pretty stable. Johnson and Johnson, pretty good company, stable. DBA, the Vita, another company that I was looking at a lot. Um, Best time to buy already passed. Unfortunately, is it take profit? Yeah, it is take profit already. So you want to invest in this company, best time to buy it is on October 1st. Hold on to it, buy again in December, and then go and sell it basically next year in April. What other company do you guys like to watch? To shop at? Um, what did we talk about? Hawaiian Electric, right? Okay, so this is the Hawaiian Electric wants to go up, but then it's gonna continue up. It's wavy like this because this graph here, this December run here, all the way up, okay, all the way to February. That is the billing for El Nino. Remember, El Nino comes in on October until January, right? So that is the El Nino run. The reason for it continuing to kind of go down is because of the settlement payment on the Hawaii fire victim. So let's look at another local company, Matson. Um, Matson here. What is going on? Okay, so Matson is already reached its high. I think it was overpriced, overbought. It's gonna go down. a bit. Good time to buy medicine is actually on this date here. This is perfect time to buy medicine. Um, November, actually, even before that, you see this graph, this thing is even lower right there. September 24th, medicine, and then you want to exit. When do you want to exit? You want to exit right here. Medicine, February 24th. Um, yeah, yeah, that makes sense. Exactly. Just like the other company that is El Nino related, right? Corteva was another one, the same pattern. Cane, sugar. It's gonna be the same pattern, I bet. Buy already ran up. Um, you're gonna buy them. You want to buy them in, yeah, it already ran up, but you can still you have one opportunity here to buy cane in August and recognize the profit um, by February. Um, I know it's a long term, but this is how El Nino works, right? There is a spike also here around October when the El Nino initially comes, but you want to definitely take profit because it's going to drop in December during Thanksgiving. So, okay, other companies, let's do one more. Did we do Netflix? We did Netflix. Why don't we do Note? Okay. Why don't we do Note? Note is the on-chain economy, and that is basically blockchain technology. Okay, so if you want to get some exposure to what is happening with blockchain technology, it's already started. It's coming down right now, so you might want to wait to enter until sometime in August. Good time to enter here. August, November, March. Good time to enter. You want to exit if you long-term hold, exit all the way down there. Actually, it might be better for you to exit, buy and sell, buy and sell, buy and sell, um, so that you don't get what do you call it? You recognize profit along the way and you recycle the profit. So you want to buy in August 10th, sell on September 22nd, by November 17th, sell end of the year, by March of next year, and then May of next year. Okay, let's look at some metals here. What did we talk about? We already talked about um, gold. We already talked about silver. Silver. Um, yeah, really best time to buy is next year. Really the truly best time to buy. Um, this cycle is a little the ones this year are not the most promising. We kind of want to see what happened with that tariff first, the tariff to go away first. But let's look at other commodities. Uranium, URA. Okay, time to buy, I guess. It's at the bottom right now. Okay. What do I do if I already miss it? I can buy again in um, September 8th. There's an opportunity to buy, but then you want to exit. So beginning of September, you buy, and then you exit right away. Um, something like that. Yeah, there we go. It's perfect. Yep. So those of us that they're already in, you buy in August. So I mean, you sell in August 11, buy at September 8, and sell September 30th. Other than that, uranium is pretty much going to be flat until next year. So we talk about uranium, we talk about silver, we talk about copper. We haven't talked about copper. Let's look at copper. Not copper. Copper commodity on there we go. Aloha. All right, copper, what is going on here? Okay, so copper seems to have already hit top, kept kept hitting top, and never quite break through this top. So don't expect copper to run up significantly. There's a red X, so it's gonna go down. Opportunity to buy copper is probably gonna be the same as AI. So August. Um, and then really the best time is next year. Copper is very similar. Biggest run up is next year. If you're already long on copper and you have to take profit, you don't definitely want to take profit on um, this date here. Around October 22nd, you want to rebuy it on January 28th and then sell it. You want to rebuy it on January 28th, sell it March 22nd. Okay, let's do one more and then let's call it a day. What is the one asset that everybody likes? We talk about Solana, Ethereum, we talk about XRP, Bitcoin, Nike, we talk about Costco, Walmart. Um, what else? What else am I missing? Pick one. Communication services. How about things like Motorola, Nokia, Motorola? They're all the same basically. Uh, Motorola Solution, communication services. Okay, there we go. Okay, they are having somewhat of a comeback, a choppy comeback. Um, there is a reason for this. This choppiness. It's because the function of AI is not quite. We don't really know what is the end product gonna be. There is a lot of fighting between Apple and Android, and they're coming up with a Graphene OS, which is truly open source because Android is actually monitoring you and the same thing with Apple, day and night. There you have no privacy, so they're coming out with a real secure private OS, okay? Just like Microsoft. This is gonna be the last time I buy a Microsoft or Apple related product. Going forward, I will only buy a laptop computer that run on Linux, Unix, and mobile devices that runs on Graphene OS because those are the ones that are going to protect my privacy, and my privacy is very important to me. Data is going to be what do you call that? It's going to be the economy of the future. So long story short, if you don't want your data to be part of that system, then make sure you um, invest properly. So yeah, pretty much Motorola, October, November. You want to exit sometime in January, February. But all right, I hope that covers everything. If things changes, I will let you guys know. There are other companies I know I didn't cover, like IBM or I don't know, Amazon, but they're all part of QQQ and SPY. You already know the stock market. Really, it's all about what oil is going to do for Bitcoin and crypto overall. Really, what Clarity Act and whether it passes or not is going to determine how everything is going to play out at this rate. I just don't believe that we're gonna have an off season, but I could be completely wrong if Clarity Act does pass before the August recess. So we'll see how that all plays out. More likely than not, though, it is going to be. We'll see maximum pain on Bitcoin. We'll see Bitcoin continue dropping down, whether it is 40,000, 30,000. I don't know. Some people say it is going definitely going below $50,000. I don't think so, but who knows? I'm not an expert. This is not financial advice. I'm just a CPA. I'm not a fortune teller nor I'm God. So good luck with that predicting all of the future, as I do not know what will happen more than 6 months from now. and all these things that I just told you might be irrelevant by the time Trump, maybe by tomorrow, Trump say this the end of the war, and oil goes back down to $70, and none of what I just said is relevant. I do not know. But having said that, I hope you get the idea. If the status quo remains on the date, we look at the video, look at the posting I put down on the tokens that you might want to buy at the price that you want to buy. But ultimately, the strategy here is to preserve your capital. Do not over trade. Do not put so much money on asset that it's not making you that they're not making sense. Okay, so gold still makes sense. If you need to buy real estate, buy agricultural land, that still makes sense. Condo does not make sense. A house right now does not make sense unless you're planning to pay it all in cash and rent it out. It really does not make sense, and location matters. Hawaii is probably, big cities like Hawaii, London, UK, Singapore, Switzerland, England, there are Morocco. So certain places are still okay to buy, but places like Miami, you don't want to buy in Miami. Shit, it's just not the best place to be. You definitely don't want to buy in Dubai, or UAE, or any of those countries at the moment. But long story short, I wish everybody best of luck. I'll be praying for all of you. Let me know if you have any questions, and I would appreciate it very much if you share it with everybody else. Thank you so much. Love you guys.